Hello, and welcome back to another podcast style journal entry for today. The reason I'm doing this right now has to do with being on a time crunch. So, this morning I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed in my emotions, and for some reason I decided I need to just be outside in nature, despite it being like 10 degrees outside. So I took some time for myself to be out in nature. And that's why this is now a podcast style episode, just since it's a little easier for editing purposes. But yeah, I don't even have an Olipop or a crystal or anything with me today. So I'm just going to get right into it. At the top, for our first prompt, we have, how are you feeling today? A bit drained now. I was feeling a little overwhelmed and kind of consumed in a way, like not consumed by social media, but more like just feeling like I'm being consumed by life. Things you are grateful for. Number one, I'm actually grateful for living close enough to a nature preserve that really feels comforting. And because there's a little bit of a valley, not as much wind was able to hit me, which is kind of nice. The second thing I am grateful for. hmm. Oh, I'm grateful for flavored sparkling water. I think I said water already, but the flavored stuff like the bubbly or the LaCroix, oh, I love those. So I'm very grateful for those because it kind of helps me feel full and it also just changes up taste bud wise. It's kind of nice. And the third thing that I am grateful for is animals. I would say I feel like that's so basic, but um I really I really like being able to see animals in nature. Like I got to see a bald eagle today. I even heard like a few hawks, got to see some turkey vultures. I even got to see my sister's dogs. So I'm grateful for animals because they carry a lot of messages too. Okay, today's affirmation. Ooh. Mm. Ooh, this one's simple, but it's the first thing that came to my mind after a deep breath is hang tough. It's something that my dad used to tell me because of the movie Band of Brothers. And it was one of the things that Major Winters said to his soldiers is to hang tough. So I think that's going to be my affirmation for today. And then the final prompt is my mood is uh, anxious and tired. I feel like I'm going to go with those two for my mood. And then underneath the notes section is where I would do my journal entry. So we're going to do that audibly. So I mentioned earlier today I went out into nature and did a little bit of a hike just because things were feeling overwhelming and consuming. And something that I feel like I've known, but somebody actually made a book and put words to it. It's a thing called forest bathing. And forest bathing is when you get outside in nature. And most of the time, these books kind of say you should be barefoot on the ground. However, in 10-degree weather with wind, not a good idea. They also suggest in forest bathing for, hugging a tree or sitting on a rock, just finding any way to have your body in touch with physical things in nature. So today, when I got to a really nice little overlook spot, there's this tree limb and it was coming out right around like maybe a 35-degree angle. So it was low enough where I could jump up onto it. Like I was able to hoist myself up onto this tree branch. And I actually ended up laying on the tree, like on my stomach, like arms and legs on either side of the tree limb. And I started to laugh. I start to laugh at myself. I'm like, what am I doing? I feel like a cat stuck in a tree, but I also feel like a panda bear just kind of like laying out and trying to catch as much sun with all this wind whipping around. It really made me feel good. I also felt really calm when the wind would blow. The tree limb would kind of sway a little bit back and forth, and it even had this creaking sound. And for some reason, I think I was in a Pocahontas brain set because I was like, oh, it's the tree talking. Maybe the tree is talking to me. So um, that was really nice. That was really nice to experience being out in nature, climbing a tree in my 30s, and really just experiencing what it's like to possibly be an animal sunbathing on a tree limb. So that was needed. Another thing that I was able to accomplish today, not only recording some beautiful scenery from being outside, which I will put in the intro for tomorrow's journal entry, but my gosh, when I got back to my place, I actually said, hello, home. And it kind of clicked in my brain where I'm like, oh my gosh, now that I grounded myself in nature, I'm finally able to take in my new space and really make it kind of feel like home. And I don't know how many people believe in this. I certainly do, since I'm going to be bringing it up. Um, I truly believe that our homes have their own energy, and in exchange of us living there, our home gives us a certain energy, like most of the time protection. And just being able to feel that walking in, after being out in nature, forest bathing, climbing a tree, and all that stuff, I could really feel the energy of my new space. And it really feels positive. It feels so joyful and happy. And lately, I've been able to kind of connect with my inner child since being there. It's been really nice, like getting giddy over clean sheets, I guess, and rolling around on the carpet because I freshly vacuumed it. So that's been really nice experiencing that little kid joy kind of creep up while I'm in my new space. And I'm really feeling like that is the energy this home is providing for me. And in return, I am trying to breathe as much happiness and peaceful energy into it. What else did I do today? Oh my gosh, I had a busy day. Oh, I was able to hang out with a really good friend. We got to go out to eat. We got to walk around a bit. I even got I'm almost at 20,000 steps for the day. Like we did a lot of walking around, and I was able to finally check off two things off of my list of things to get, which was a colander and a crock pot, because I really want to start getting better with meal prepping and planning, especially coming up for March. Um, Eating out is great. I like being able to find deals where I can. However, I've noticed lately that I've been having a lot of stomach issues, and, my nerves not helping at all. However, I keep re examining some of the food that I am consuming, and I'm pretty sure that is having a little bit of an effect. So, for people that don't know, I am vegan, and I'm vegan by choice first, and then secondary because my stomach literally cannot handle meat or dairy anymore. And for the meat, it's mostly red meat. That actually caused a lot of problems with me. And then cow's dairy seems to cause a lot of problems. I tend to be okay with like a goat cheese or goat milk, but I just prefer not to consume any of that stuff. So I am your resident vegan if you don't have one. But I won't be annoying about trying to convert people to veganism. That's just not on my agenda. So yeah, we got to go out to eat. I picked up the colander, the crock pot, and right now the plan for the rest of my day slash night is I kind of want to just actually veg out. I haven't really allowed myself the time to sit and watch a movie and fully pay attention to it. Usually I'll have, sadly, usually I'll have my phone with me, or I'll have like a crochet project in my hand, and I really don't want to do that. I think this time around I want to just kind of sit under a blanket and watch a movie at this rate. And I think that's what I want to do for the night, just to get reset for tomorrow. And who knows, maybe I'll go back out into nature tomorrow and see if there's any other crazy childlike things I can do besides climbing a tree. Maybe if I find a vine, that would be really fun to swing from. But I think on that note, my energy levels are slowly depleting here, maybe quickly depleting. And I want to make sure that I'm sticking to this goal of self reflecting and, putting out a video and making sure that, I'm following the plan and not the mood. I allowed myself to be in my mood, for the first half of the day. So now it's time to actually pull up the pants and actually make the plan happen for the second half of the day. And with that, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.